Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrew Harper. I'm the Manager of Employee Relations in the Career and Professional Development Office at St. Edwards. We are very happy that all of you have chosen to attend this session with Keller Williams. Joining me is Danielle Older, who I just found out a few minutes ago is also a proud alum of St. Edwards as well. And Keller Williams has been very enthusiastic to participate in our first ever virtual career fair, and so we're very happy to have Danielle here to talk about all the different opportunities that are available at Keller Williams corporate office here in South Austin. So Danielle, I will turn it over to you.
Perfect. First of all, thank you so much to you guys at St. Ed's for inviting us. We are always excited and pleased to be involved locally here in Austin, especially with the up-and-coming talent in Austin, and especially in the universities here, and St. Ed's is no exception. We have been on St. Ed's campus a couple times. I believe Bill Soderov, Chris Heller have been there, and we are going to be back there again, I guess, in August, which is really exciting. So please keep an ear out for when we show up, because we love to talk to any and all students who are interested in really having as you can see on the screen, finding their career worth having. We have great opportunities here at Keller Williams. So before I start, I'm actually the operations manager or operations coordinator, for part of our HR and recruiting department. So I have been very fortunate to be with this company for the past 10 years, and I've seen the incredible career stories that have happened and passed through our halls. We are born and bred in Austin. This is a local company. We care about our local community. And so talking with you guys today is perfect, and we absolutely love this. So I am going to go ahead and move us along here. And what we want to really say is we are Keller Williams Realty International. This is the corporate headquarters that I'm speaking on behalf of today, but we are the largest real estate company in the world. We have over 135,000 associates across the globe. I believe we're in 13 different countries right now outside of the U.S. And North America. So we're really excited about this. We have a crew of about 250 employees here at the corporate headquarters. We really don't like to say corporate headquarters very often, and we especially don't like to talk that way to our associates. For us, we're a family, we're a team. We don't exist, and our jobs don't exist here without our associates, and so we really are the support center for Keller Williams Realty across the globe. So that is really important for people to know about us, is that we really are a family. We pride ourselves on that. That's our culture. So as you see on your screen, we're number one. We've just begun. We have more growth happening in our industry, or in our company, than across the industry. We have over 700 offices, as you see, and you guys can all read, but number one training organization in the world, and that was named by Training Magazine. Those are all great accolades, and we're really proud of that. And just recently in the fall, we were named the number one top workplace in Austin by the Austin American-Statesman. So we're very proud of that. That is the second time ever that we have been named the top workplace, and so something that we really hold on to. We've achieved a lot as a company. We are really incredibly talented individuals here, and we are looking for the future talent. And that starts by looking locally. So what we want to do, and kind of our goal, and my goal every day, is to go forward and find the future leaders of Keller Williams Realty International. So we call it KWRI. So that's really what our goal and our charge is every day in the HR and recruiting department, is to really find our future leaders. Who's going to take us to the next level and keep us number one and continue the momentum. We love being a part of the local community, and we are a local business. We are involved in many different aspects here in Austin, and we love that. We love being, visiting these different universities and being a part of what is happening in the community. So, when we talk about our culture, and a lot of people hear us talk about Keller Williams culture, it is very unique. It is very different. It's a company with a heart, as you see. We really believe in that higher purpose of business. That is at the forefront of who we are. You know, we hear it all the time, to those who are given much, much is expected. And we really believe that we are fortunate to be in business with all of our associates, all of our offices across the globe. And we're truly fortunate to be able to find new talent and develop new talent so that they can find their higher purpose in business. So when we say your voice matters, you know, some of these bullets, I'm going to talk through kind of exactly what we mean when we say these different things. You know, your voice does matter. Here at the corporate headquarters, at the support center, and even in our offices, our franchise offices all over the globe, we have what we call an ELC, an Employee Leadership Council. And the ELC really pushes and develops what our company's culture, benefits, everything looks like. So every year, right before we have our benefits enrollment period, you know, when new benefits come out and you can enroll in new benefit options, it goes to vote through our entire employee community. And we get to choose. We have a say. It's not top down. The leaders don't come to us and say, these are your benefits, and, you know, choose from that. You know, we do our due diligence and we find out what is the best option. We bid it out every single year so that we can offer really affordable options to our employees here, and it helps their families. So the voice matters because it comes from within, and it's not top down. It's absolutely bottom up, which is how we run our franchises as well. When we talk about kind of building your financial security and your own personal wealth, that comes in a wide range of options. First and foremost, we really do believe in training, and you'll see, you know, committed to education is that we do investment training classes here. We have regular classes here that talk about building your financial portfolio. We have classes that talk about how to really get your best rate on a new car, anything like that. So we really are focused on how you can financially make great decisions in life, because life is, you know, this is work, but the life is the rest of it. We also do, we're a profit sharing company. So every business decision that we make that has a financial impact on the company impacts our profit share and our ability to share more of the profits with our employees. So you can get that one of two ways here. First and foremost, if you recruit agents to the company, there's a possibility that you can earn a monthly profit share amount. You know, and some people, that's what we call their mailbox money. It is just residual income that they don't have to even think about. It just shows up in their bank account. For me right now, I've only recruited a few agents, but I call it my cheeseburger money, and it's a few dollars every month, and it's just a little bit that, you know, like I said, cheeseburger money. But there are people who basically have set up their entire retirement system because they make enough each month just to put straight into their retirement. So the opportunity is really kind of limitless in terms of profit share. Additionally, if you are a headquarters staff, every year the owners of the company basically give you an additional gift of profit share at the end of the year. It's never a guarantee for sure, but it is a nice bonus. And this last year, it was 25% of the employee's base salary on average. So there's a huge calculation that goes into it, but at the end of last year, we all got 25% bonuses for working hard, having an incredible year, and putting kind of our heart into our work. So financial security is kind of important to us in that way. We, like I said, are the #1 training company in the world as given by Training Magazine, but education is in everything that we do. We talk about training classes regularly. We have health and wellness training classes. We have classes that talk about investing, or any wide range of, hey, this would be really interesting to teach our employees about, you know, and talk to them about. And so education really is at the forefront of who we are and what we do. We even have a department here called KWU, it's Keller Williams University, and they are charged with planning and devising and developing all of the training and all of the education that goes out to our associates and to our offices. So it truly is who we are at the core. We are dedicated to our community. Like I said, we were born and bred here in Austin. We are a local company. Gary Keller started it about 33 years ago, in Austin. It was teeny tiny at the time, obviously, but we're a large part of this community. One example of that is about back in 2009, we had our first ever community service day. It's called Red Day, and Red Day stands for Renew, Energize, and Donate. And so we do that here at this corporate office, but all of our offices do it around the globe as well. And what we ask everybody to do is to donate one day of your business directly to doing work within your community, whether it be work in a food pantry, go and work for Habitat for Humanity, volunteer with the veterans or at schools, whatever it is. We ask our associates to get out in the field, go out and love the community that you're in. This year we have partnered for the 3rd year in a row with Book Spring, and I'm not sure if any of you know about Book Spring, but it is a fantastic organization that really emphasizes how important reading is to children. And so that is a big component of who we are. Year after year we do that, and it's coming up on May 12th. I'll give you guys my contact information at the very end, but I would be happy to host any of you who would like to come and kind of work shoulder to shoulder with us on Red Day, because it is something that we do invite the community to come and participate with us and really give us a look over and see what our culture is like. In addition to that, the last floods that we had over the Memorial Day weekend were devastating to a large part of our South Texas community. And one of the coolest things about our company is that we had a lot of our executives that were actually visiting South Africa with one of our franchises for their annual convention. And they got on the phone with us and they said, we don't care if business stops. We don't care if business continues to go. Get people on the ground, get people out there and go help our family. That's amazing. Not very many companies say, we don't care if business continues. Get out there and just help. Do what we can. And so the majority of our office dropped what they were doing, went out, helped, volunteered, cleaned up, went and rebuilt homes, tree limbs out of homes, all that kind of stuff. So we really are dedicated to our community. We love Austin. We love, where we live, and we'd like to show that. Health and wellness has really been a more recent addition to our offering, kind of who we are as in our culture. We have our own gym. We have our own wellness manager. It was a gift to the staff from Gary Keller and Mo Anderson, who are both owners of the company. About, I want to say maybe 8 years ago, we were gifted with an on-site gym. We do health and wellness classes. Tomorrow, April 15th, we are actually doing our wellness day, which is a day where we are closing the office early. We're heading to Zilker Park, and we're going to go have a field day, a literal, back in the day, school day, field day. And so it's going to be a lot of fun, but that's important to us. If we don't take care of ourselves, if we're not healthy and we're not mindful of how well we are living, the rest of it really doesn't matter, because we're not going to be great employees if we're not healthy and happy. And lastly, what I want to talk about here is kind of the Heart Fund. So as Keller Williams, as a company, we have a nonprofit called KW Cares, and it's in place for employees anywhere or associates, I should say, associates anywhere in our company, international, local, whatever it is, any of our offices. If there is a, life-altering event, illness, somebody has passed away and they didn't have life insurance, anything like that, any of our KW family members can apply for a grant and receive money if they qualify to help with the financial burden of whatever life event has happened. Well, since we are employees here at KWRI and we are fully paid, employees, we don't qualify for for KW Cares. However, we do qualify for this other organization that we have internally. It's not a nonprofit, but it is something that our staff gives to regularly despite that. It's called the Heart Fund. And it has paid for flights home when somebody is, a family illness and they can't afford to pay for a flight to get home. It has helped somebody put a down payment on a car because their vehicle broke down and they don't have any other savings. They had no ability to do that. So we truly are a company that really cares about our community, our employees, and kind of and that whole package, okay? So we really are focused on finding talented individuals, and that is evident in the way that we have people apply for jobs here. One of the really cool things is that our process gives us the ability to really hone in and meet the individual candidate one-on-one and get to understand who they are. What's their behavior? Are they going to be a great fit for us as a company? Are they going to be a great fit in this role? Are they going to be able to succeed? And that's what we call, right now, it's called our recruit select process. We're actually modifying it in the next couple months, so it will be named something new, but nonetheless, it is still a process in which we get to a very deep and close relationship with the people that we are interested in offering positions to. So we really do dedicate a lot of time and energy to meeting our candidates, really understanding who the person is and finding the perfect role for them. We have quite a few different opportunities available. And I just want to call out just a few of them right now, but life@kwri.com is our website. That is our Keller Williams headquarters, support center, whatever you want to call us. That is our page where you really get to go and learn all about us. The people that you see on the screen and the people that you see on our website, those are our employees. They are people that work here. They're not just these pretty, shiny people that we hired off the street to come take pictures. We actually want to highlight who we are, and so part of that is showing who we are, and those are our employees, and we're so proud of them with all the work that they've done. So there's 4 different jobs that general jobs that I've listed in front of you here. One of them is our college associate program. So this is a really interesting program that we started about almost 4 years ago, and it's been hugely successful for us. It is an opportunity for currently enrolled students to apply. It's not an internship program. It is part-time paid work. You'll notice I posted the job description under, when you signed up for this webinar, that job description was posted there. We're really looking, like I said, our goal is to find future talent and find the future leaders of our company. This is our launching pad for finding those leaders. I actually have the absolute pleasure of heading up the College Associate Program, and so I do the hiring. I meet all of the candidates. I really do get an opportunity to meet some really talented students, and I'm always blown away at how incredibly driven and focused you guys are. So if you think you have any interest at all in gaining some corporate experience, being in a corporate setting, understanding how things work in a corporate setting like that. It's really a unique opportunity to come and learn what a company looks like from the inside and really test drive, hey, is Keller Williams really going to be the home for me for my first career? One little tidbit about that in the College Associate Program is that our very first College Associate attendee, or I should say hire, was a woman by the name of Cindy Castillo, and she is an alumni of St. Ed's. And the really amazing story about her is that she was amazing. She was a great hire. She was our very first one, so we really didn't know quite what we were doing, so she was game for whatever we had going on. She ended up getting offered a full-time job and is still here at KWI, rocking it in our coaching department. So there is opportunity. Even though we say paid part-time work, it's for a semester, it really is an opportunity to get your foot in the door, show us what you're made of, and possibly end up walking out with a job offer in hand on your last day of the semester. So it's a great opportunity, and I would love the chance to meet any of you who are interested in checking us out and seeing if this is a great program for you. The thing to mention about that, like I said, it is not an internship program. It is paid part-time work, so it is not for school credit. In addition to that, it is a minimum of 16 hours up to 22 hours. We absolutely go around your school schedule. School comes first and foremost, and that is non-negotiable in my mind. So whatever your school schedule is, if you think you can fit in 16 to 22 hours, we would make your schedule around you. So whatever works for you, Monday through Friday, we're here 8 to 5. So as long as it's within those times, we're awesome. It's a great opportunity because what we want you to do is we want to cycle you through at least 5 different departments in our office. It's never the same 5 departments. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it is double that. It just depends on the workload that comes through. But you're really getting an opportunity to learn all the different departments that we offer and we have here. You're getting to learn how to work with a lot of different types of behavioral styles, and you're really getting to understand the business of what we do and why what we do here within these walls is so important to our associates. And if we didn't show up every day, why it would kind of rock their world. There are a few customer service opportunities that we have available. If you are into tech and interested in kind of finding your IT path, one of our greatest, and I say greatest, and I truly do mean it, one of our greatest opportunities is our call center support. It doesn't sound fun, I know, but it is a great way to get your foot in the door if you're looking for an IT job. It is an ability to come in, not have to do call center hours, which are typically nights and weekends. We're only here 8 to 5, like I said, so you won't have to do the nights and weekends thing. It's a great way to come in, learn how our tools and technologies work and our systems work, and really understand at a deep level how that happens and how that can be more efficient and really kind of get your foot in the door. Customer service is a plus on that one, so if you don't like talking to people on the phone or working with people or helping people, it may not be the tech job for you, but if you're interested in really learning from the ground up how our technology works, this is an awesome opportunity. One of the cool things about what's happening in our office right now is that we just named new IT leadership. We just named a new CTO and a new CIO, a Chief Innovation Officer and Chief Technology Officer. And the combination between those 2 individuals, they're really reassessing what we have as a system and systems and technologies in place for our associates. They're giving us the opportunity to really revamp what our technology looks like. And so the really exciting part of that is we're ready to innovate. We're ready to go where no other real estate company has gone before in terms of technology and offer things that really turn heads. Because of that, we don't really know all of the IT people that we need at this point. We have a few positions, like I said, the call center support. We do have a full stack web developer position posted as well, but beyond that, we really don't know what we need yet. And so to us, the sky's the limit. If you're interested in an IT opportunity, come check us out because we really do have some great and exciting adventures in front of us in terms of technology, and we cannot wait to get that going. Some of the other positions that we have available, executive assistants are always in high need here. We always believe in promoting from within, and a lot of our recent named execs have worked their way up through the company, and they need help. And being an executive assistant is a very unique and rewarding skill set. One of my other jobs here, I have many hats. Aside from the college associate program and aside from doing general recruiting, I get to work with our amazing EA programs. So that's our executive assistant program. It's a full support program for all EAs, new and seasoned, and it really gets them up to speed on what it takes to be an EA, how you can most efficiently work with your executive, how you can best support the company in your job. And so executive assistants are always in high demand. If you like helping people, if you're organized, if you can take projects and just take them off somebody else's plate and take it on yourself and move it along, that's perfect. That's really what we're looking for. Outside of that, like I said, we've called out a few different jobs. We've called out the full stack web developer. We called out the college associate program. One of the things that we did call out too was the client care coordinator, and that works specifically with our coaching department. So not only are we a really intensely focused company on education, we're really focused on mentoring and coaching. And so our coaching program is called MAPS. It's Mega Achievement Productivity Systems. So if you see MAPS anywhere, we're all about acronyms. It's really our department that focuses on providing coaching opportunities to all associates, regardless of what level you are out in the field. And it's supporting that whole system of coaching and training. And so that one in and of itself is really lots of customer service again, but it's really an interesting way to talk with the people out in the field, to talk to our associates, understand their needs, and decide for them, hey, this is going to be the best coach for you, and really helping to facilitate that really important relationship between coach and the mentee itself. So we have really, really exciting things happening. We're innovating, we're growing, and we have opportunity that we cannot even begin to tell you how excited we are about that. So lastly, if you have in any social media accounts, which I'm sure many of you do, follow us. We're very social. So we are Life at KWRI, both on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. You can find us, Life at KWRI. We're in the news. If you go to our page, our website that I mentioned, lifeatkwri.com, you'll see all of these news articles, different places that we've been featured, some of the really cool things that have happened to our employees here. It's all about us. And I mentioned, you get to take a look at, you see there it says Red Day, but really there's an opportunity for you to flip through a virtual book, like your book, if you will, of our last year. So that will show for 2015, actually, or 2014. We're working on our 2015 right now. There's lots of photos to sort through. But you'll really get to see how we work together as a community. Lifeatkwri.com is kind of our love letter to the world. It's who we are, what our culture is like, what it's like to be an employee here, and it's a great opportunity to really see who we are, because we're very transparent. We believe in open books, both financially and kind of presenting your best self forward. Our mission is simple. It says, that's our mission. As a company, not even just, KWRI, as an entire company, we want to build careers worth having, lives worth living, and businesses worth earning and lives worth living. That's really who we are, and we want that for you. So if you're interested, I'm happy to take some questions right now, and I will also give you my contact information at the end as well. But any questions that you have, there is a job list or job listings on our Life at KWRI page. There's also a future opportunities option. If you don't see anything that kind of gets you excited, in terms of current opportunities, submit your application through the future opportunities link, because that's a great way to get your application in with us. Tell us a little bit about who you are, answer a few questions, and really gives us the opportunity to see who are these talented individuals coming through and what opportunities do we have for them. We really do want to get in touch with really talented individuals, and we hope that we have a spot for you. So I'm not sure if there are any questions, but I believe I've left at least quite a bit of time for any questions that you might have.
Danielle, I know a little bit about Keller Williams through some conversations with a few people that work there. And it seems there's a very strong entrepreneurial spirit with the company. Can you talk about that and how that really impacts the culture at Keller Williams?
Absolutely, and that's a great, great question. So Gary Keller is the founder of Keller Williams. He and Joe Williams founded it, like I said, 33 years ago. And Gary is truly, truly passionate about building entrepreneurs and building forward-thinking individuals and creating opportunities. 2 years ago, we started a campaign called KW Kids Can, and it is a nonprofit as well, but it is focused solely on building entrepreneurship in young adults. It's focused on individuals, high school through college, so anybody who is interested in going and participating in KW Kids Can, I highly encourage you to do that, and I'd be happy to pass along that information. But what he's looking at doing is building the next entrepreneurs and those next leaders. It's really kind of at the forefront of what we're trying to do in finding that talent, because especially when we start young, and the College Associate Program is another example of this. What we're really hoping to do is show you what it's like and what you need to do in order to be entrepreneurial and be in charge of your own destiny of your career. So everything that we do here, a lot of the people, like I said, have been promoted from within, and that's because we've empowered our employees to dictate, hey, this is the career path that I want. In fact, that's one of the questions on our application process is, do you prefer to direct your own career path, or would you prefer your path to be directed for you? Either question is fine, or either answer is fine, but it really shows us who are those entrepreneurial spirits out there. And so that, like I said, is really at the center of who we are in focusing on entrepreneurs, building your career, being in charge of that.
When an applicant applies for a position and they appear to be a qualified applicant, what can that person expect will come next in the application process?
That's a great question. So I did talk a little bit about, very high level, about our recruit select process. The first step of after application, and we send all of the applications that come through directly to the hiring managers. And the hiring managers really get to look at the application, itself, meaning the resume, cover letters, any materials that you send through, the questions that you answer, looking at your job history. If they deem that this is a candidate that I'd really like to get to know better, a phone screen then happens. In that conversation, we ask lots of different questions. What are your hobbies? What do you enjoy doing? Talk to us a little bit about your last job experience. You don't have job experience, let's talk about school. What was exciting for you about school? So we really want to get to know, based off your resume, kind of directing us, who you are, where you're wanting to go with your career, and where you want to be next. After that, it's kind of a lengthy process, but it's exciting. We do what we call a DISC validation, or a DISC assessment. And there's tons of them out there. Tony Robbins has one. It's the free version. If you're ever interested in doing it, they do that. But we send out this assessment, and it basically talks to us about what the main behaviors are, the leading behaviors are of the candidate. We never use it as a statement, they're this and this type of behavior, therefore they're not a fit. It's never like that. It is always an opportunity for us to have a conversation. So it opens up the door for us to talk about what are your behaviors, what upsets you, what drives you, what motivates you. It's all about the conversation. No matter what the page comes back, no matter what the combination of, behaviors, is that response back, it's all about that conversation. If things go well for the DISC, which we always hope that they do, we do another assessment. It's called the AVA. It's an activity vector analysis. It's another fancy word for another behavioral assessment. This one is way more accurate, way more intense, and again, not a way for us to judge, do we hire or not hire this person? It's all about the conversation. In that conversation, we have what we call a comprehensive interview. And in that, we learn a lot about where our candidates have come from. We want to hear, truly, we call it the life story. And we want to know from the time that, and in many students' cases, we start from high school graduation, sometimes even sooner, depending on what has happened in their lifetime. But we want to know every event that's happened in your life that has shaped who you are. We invite candidates to share what they're comfortable with, but we've heard everything from, grandparents passing away to best friends, getting into a college and they didn't get into a certain college. So we've heard all sorts of different stories. What we want to know are what are the high and low points that you've experienced so far in your life that have really shaped who you are and have really motivated you or demotivated you. So we really want to know, like I said, it's called the life story. So we go through that process. The last step in the process, and it is also an intense one, is references. So we go through and we ask, at this time we ask for 15 first references. It's a lot. We're trying to scale it back a little bit right now, but the expectation is we get at least 10, maybe 12, 15 of course is best. We call each one of those references. And our last question for every reference that we talk to is, who else should we be talking to? And what our goal is to not only talk to all of those first level references, but to get from those first level at least 3 or 4 what we call second levels, so additional names of people who are not already on the list. And of course, we ask those individuals, who else should we be talking to? So we try to go, like I said, first, second, and third level. We try to go 3 levels deep into our references. So we really get to understand your first levels, they're going to be great references, but your second and third levels, that's where the meat is. That's where we really get some great information because they're not expecting a phone call. They have sometimes no concept or no idea that, you know, Tom Smith is applying for a job at Keller Williams. And so it's kind of cool to kind of catch somebody off guard and say, what do you think of them? We get really candid and great responses. So we're very intense about that. And that's pretty much it. That's our process. It's a long one, but it's a great one. We've made incredible hires because of it.
Typically, how long does that process last?
So depending on how many candidates are in the pool will determine kind of how long it will take. Each of those DISC and behavior and ABA assessments, those require at least 1 hour to 2 hours of time to validate it, meaning have that conversation. So on average, I talk to probably about 10 candidates every semester for our college associate program at a minimum, and it takes me about 2 to 3 months to find my hires. But that's just because of the sheer number that we receive. And it can take a month, it could take 2 months. It just really depends on how fast the manager moves and how many candidates they have to move through. So.
I know many students may be thinking to themselves, 12 to 15 references. For someone who just recently graduated from college, they may be thinking, do I know that many people who I could refer? Are professors acceptable in that case? Obviously, if they've got part-time jobs. Any other suggestions on what kind of references they can include?
So our standard reference list form shows industry references, personal references, yada yada. It's got some kind of direction, if you will. My direction always to college associate candidates and anybody who is actually a student and doesn't have a lot of work experience or industry experience, go to your mentors. You have mentors. You have your professors are great. Your professors know you pretty well and kind of your work ethic and understand you pretty deeply. So professors, mentors, students that you've worked with, you know, other students that you've worked on projects with, those are all great options. Especially with college students who don't have a lot of experience, I really advise against saying, don't give me your parents. You know, your parents are your biggest fans. I know what they're going to say about you. And so often I will say, don't give me first, you know, related individuals, you know, parents, brothers, sisters, grandmas and grandpas. You know, try not to give me that. If it organically comes up from another reference, that's fine. That doesn't bother me. But I really try to say, volunteer opportunities that you've done, any extracurricular activities where you've interacted with somebody who would have a great reference for you. Those are all great options. So you can find, you know, 15 people. We know you do. So yeah, it's challenging and it's hard to think about it, and it seems intimidating. Our questions are very straightforward. We're not trying to find out the bad of anybody. We always want to know, what are they good at? Those are our questions. What are they good at? You know, where could they improve and, you know, gain experience? How can we mentor them? How can we help them best succeed? What should we know about them that we haven't discussed in all the questions that we ask? I mean, it's very straightforward. We have nothing to hide, and we don't believe any of you do. So I think the references come forward, and they are always fun for me to do. So.
We have a question about what are some of the specific skills and experiences Keller Williams seeks for the College Associates program?
So I have 3 main criteria, and they're pretty generic. I mean, I've got a lot of criteria based on, you know, what's posted online, but what I really look for in individuals looking to get into the College Associate program, you have to be smart, obviously. Common sense, you know, kind of be able to get through and problem solve on things. You have to be willing to do the really cool projects and the really kind of like, I can't believe they're asking me to do this project. So some of it's data entry, some of it's filing. What we really try to encourage our departments who utilize our college associate program is show them the good and the bad, the good work and the not so good work. We want them to understand all levels of the business. And we want somebody who is absolutely driven and coachable. So somebody who I can come to and say, I heard from, this other manager that this project didn't go so well. Let's talk about that. How can we improve for the next time? And not feel like I'm upset with them or, bringing them down or saying that they did awful work. I need people who are smart, willing to do whatever it takes, and coachable, being able to take feedback and improve from there. So that's really the main criteria that I look for.
Okay. While I ask my last question, I just want to let the attendees know that if they do have any last questions, to use the Q&A function up in the right-hand corner with the question mark. And so as I ask this last question, please get those questions in. Danielle, as a St. Edward's graduate, we're a very mission-driven institution, and that higher sense of purpose, I called it on an earlier slide, I think that resonates with a lot of us that went to St. Edward's. Can you describe a moment or an experience at Keller Williams where you knew this is where I'm supposed to be right now?
Yes, actually, absolutely. Like I said, I've been here for 10 years. I just celebrated my 10-year anniversary in January. I know I look very young. So I actually came across this job kind of by chance. I moved to Austin from Phoenix back in 2005. Hurricane Katrina had just happened in the Gulf area, and I mentioned KW Cares. I was hired on, I worked for a temp agency, and they needed help at their front desk for a day because somebody was ill. And I showed up. They said, you're going to Keller Williams, and I said, I don't know who they are. I mean, it just shows how little I knew. I said, I don't know who they are, but I'm happy to help. And I showed up, and I was supposed to be working at the front desk. And immediately, I was on the phone with people in New Orleans and Alabama and Florida and everybody who had this devastating event happen in their life. And I get a little emotional thinking about it because it was really an incredible experience. But I was on the phone with them, and I was able to talk to them and get them money from KW Cares. I knew I needed to be here. This is my company. Sorry.
All right.
So we are a family. We take care of our family members. I had a job here from then on. That was temp, and they kept me on because they knew I cared so much.
Well, that definitely is an inspiring moment to let you know that you're where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
We do have one. Go ahead.
It was incredible.
We do have one specific question. Somebody had come across a writer research position that they had seen on Indeed. They had applied for this position before, and they're wondering if you have more specific information or perhaps what kinds of criteria are you looking for in those kinds of candidates for those researcher writer positions?
So that's a really interesting position. Excuse me. That's a really interesting position. It works actually with the chairman of the board's office. So that works directly with Gary Keller's office. And the interesting thing about that job is that they're really looking for, they are looking for some seasoned writers, people who've been in the industry for a while, people who have had kind of their hand in research and been involved in that. And I think you guys just went blank, so I apologize if you cannot see me at the moment. My computer just locked up. So that position, they are looking for very seasoned individuals. The hiring for anything in the COB suite, so meaning Gary Keller's office, he has his own team, his own staff that goes through the hiring. They kind of, we do some advising to them on some of their recruits and some of their hires, but it's completely something that he likes to be able to control. Like I said, he's very purposeful in finding individuals and driving their career, helping them drive their own career. And so he likes to have his department be very hands-on into that process. So that's a very unique, like I said, very unique situation, but incredible exposure to Gary Keller and his departments. So,
and if I understand correctly, Gary Keller does have kind of like an entrepreneurial startup of businesses that he's also running there from the corporate offices where you're at. Is that correct?
Yes. So it's called Keller Capital. And it is completely separate from Keller Williams. It's his own, it's his little side baby. It's his side gig. And he just really is looking for great opportunities to build some incredible wealth for people in Austin. He's been involved in a lot of great opportunities. I believe the website is kellercap.com. It's either kellercap or kellercapital.com. But he's got a lot of, he has some of his jobs posted on our site, but all of his jobs are posted on that site as well. But he's all about starting entrepreneurial, adventures for himself and for others. He's a notorious entrepreneur. I mean, he's just a serial entrepreneur for sure.
I think I've had that conversation before that sometimes those positions fall under, even on our Hilltop career site, sometimes they're under Keller Williams and sometimes they may be under the name of that very specific company or startup.
Yeah, what we really try to do is get as much exposure to some of these jobs as possible. We've been very purposeful. In the 33 years that we've been around, Keller Williams' real standpoint is Keller Williams is not the brand, it's the agent. And we truly believe that to this day. You don't go and find an agent because they're with a particular company. The research shows that. The research shows that you go with a trusted individual, somebody that you've developed a relationship or somebody that looks like you could trust them. So you go for a name. Part of the kind of, I guess, side effect of that is that nobody really knows Keller Williams. And so we've really been very purposeful. That's why we started this whole Life at KWRI campaign, in that we want to get the name out there and really get that out there. And so because of that, we have to get very purposeful in how and where we share our open positions. And so we really do a lot of what we would consider double dipping. We post it on KWRI, and then we also post it, through Keller Cap and whatnot, so we can get some more exposure.
Okay. Well, Danielle, is there any last comments, advice, anything you want to share with our students and alumni that are participating today?
Yes, absolutely. My biggest and first tip, make sure your resume is current, obviously, and send us, that is your first impression with us. Those always mean a lot. I highly encourage everyone, check out lifeatkwri.com. It shows who we are, where we've come from, and what we're about. And it has everything that you could possibly need to understand what it would be like to work here at corporate. And if anybody's interested, I'm not sure if my contact information has been shared, but I welcome you guys to email me. It's Danielle Danielle.older, DANIELLE.older. It's the opposite of younger. It's OLDER. It's awful, at kw.com. Just let me know. Let me know if you're interested in something. Let me know if there's any other questions I can help answer. My biggest thrill is getting to run this college associate program. I have so much fun with it, and I love being exposed to so many talented individuals every semester. I'm blown away every semester. So,
well, Danielle, thank you so much for participating in our first ever virtual career fair. Working at Keller Williams sounds very inspirational as well as rewarding, and a lot of great future possibilities. So we were very happy to hear about all of that today, and very happy to have an alum participate in this, and we enjoyed the conversation. So thanks again.
Thank you, everybody. Like I said, email me if you have questions.
And as always, if anybody has any questions about specific employers, about help with resumes, cover letters, interviewing, anything in the career development spectrum, come to our office in Moody Hall 134. So this actually concludes this session as well as our first ever virtual career fair. So again, thank you, everybody, and have a great day.